Welcome to Dan's ADV. This video covers the tail of the dragon in North Carolina, all 318 curves in 11 miles. This vantage point is aboard my Ninja 1000 SX, being shot on a GoPro Hero 8. And then my good friend, follow him on Instagram, MT-0918, of course aboard an MT-09, is shooting this vantage point on a DJI Osmo Action. And then I also had an older GoPro Hero 3 that I put on the Ninja rear facing just to add an extra angle for a little bit of extra interest in the footage. I'll be honest, I almost did not post the Tail of the Dragon footage to YouTube just because it has to be one of the most videoed roads in America. The thousands of motorcycles that go up and down this road every week, and everybody's got a GoPro. But I am documenting on my channel my experiences and insights as I go along, as I learn, as I ride, and this is my first time ever through the Dragon, and it's part of a bigger series of videos that we're going to do documenting a 2,300 mile trip where we started in Tulsa and did the Dragon, the Cheraloa Skyway, the Moonshiner, the Smoky Mountain National Park, and the Natchez Trace. And so a combination of those roads will be in future videos, or possibly one video per road where I document and talk about like asphalt conditions and the just overall experiences as a sport touring motorcyclist. So if you like that kind of content, you may want to like and subscribe. Even if you know about the Dragon, those other roads are coming up. So going into this ride, I'll be honest, I felt like the Dragon had to be somewhat overblown. I mean, there's no way that an 11-mile stretch of road could be the #1 road on so many lists. It just doesn't make sense to me because there's so many rides that are so epic and so much longer. But when I got done with this ride, I felt like I was wrong. This is an epic ride. It is exhilarating. You just don't, the GoPros don't do it justice. The back and forth, the off camber, the up and down, the GoPros don't show that. Just the overall experience. There's so many motorcycles and so much traffic, which we were on a Monday, October the 18th, 2021, and then again we did it on Tuesday morning, the following morning. The traffic wasn't overwhelming, but it was surprising to me how many people were out. It not being a holiday weekend, middle of the week, beginning of the week, and still a lot of traffic, so that was kind of surprising. The most nerve-wracking thing is coming around corners and not knowing if someone's going to blow one, which fortunately no one did blow any corners coming our direction, and we didn't blow any corners going theirs, so that was great. We did see the cops one time when someone pulled over a white van, of all things. A couple things to note. If you are going to want to buy photos, there are two companies that were out while we were there. One was Killboy and the other is 129 Photos, or US 129 Photos. If you note the time that you start the Dragon, it is very helpful when you go to find the photos. So these guys sit at the side of the road and they take photos all day long of every vehicle that goes by and end up with thousands of photos a day that you get to wade through, unless you know approximately what time you went through the Dragon, and that narrows it down. So here's some photos that Killboy took my second day. Actually, it wasn't this run, and then some photos from the first day, I believe, from US 129 Photos. In any case, it's really cool to have like a souvenir. You pay like $7 to $9 for the digital download, unwatermarked, and it's kind of cool to share on social media and or have again as a souvenir. But as far as the asphalt goes, there were some cracks and some potholes. I would give it a 7 out of 10 probably on asphalt condition, maybe an 8 in some places. It was not like a pristine like 10 out of 10, maybe like the Natchez Trace, which I'll talk about in another video. But it was good enough that you didn't feel like you were, being jarred or that you were going to go offline just because you hit something. So that's the condition of the asphalt, and that's kind of my review of the road. It is worth doing, especially once you get to the area. You're going to do the Dragon a few times, but then while you're there, there's so much around this Dragon to ride that is all-day rides that are quite epic in their own right. They may not be as dramatic, they may not be as technical, but they're going to be beautiful, scenic and curvy and hilly. So anyway, it's worth going to the area. I don't know that I go just for the tail of the dragon, but it's definitely worth going to North Carolina. And while you're there, you've got to do the dragon. So as for the Ninja and how it did on the trip, actually I couldn't be happier with the bike. I did a couple of more things to it since the last video. I added the factory heated grips, which were invaluable because it was 37 degrees when we woke up that I believe the morning after this when we rode it the next day. And then I also added a factory Kawasaki tail bag. So that's in addition to what I've already had on there that I've talked about in the videos, the SW Motec tank bag and GPS mount and the factory hard bag. So I felt like I had plenty of room. I should pack better. I always overpack. I take way too much stuff. I always tell myself I'm going to pack less, but I end up cramming as much stuff as I can into the bike. For 6 days, I had all the clothes, all the gear, all the camera equipment, plus spares and extras and tools and things that I didn't need. But in any case, it did all that, and then I still felt great on these twisties. I felt like I was on the right bike. I never felt like, man, I wish it was more nimble, or I wish it was lighter, or I wish it had more power. It was fantastic. And then on the highway, again, I never felt like I needed more power, or I needed a more substantial bike. Maybe a taller windscreen on the the slogs where you're just doing 80 miles an hour for 3 hours behind semis and everything else. We did take some interstate just due to time constraints. So I might get a bigger windshield. I might experiment with some different little things. But overall, I was very happy with the bike, the way it performed at my skill level, with which I consider to be low to medium, and then also my ergonomics. The bike just works really well for me. I really enjoyed it on this trip, and it was really in its own element on the Dragon. So it took about 18 minutes to do the Dragon, it looks like, according to this footage, and I don't have 18 minutes worth of review to talk about, so I'm going to go ahead and shut it down now. Feel free to watch, obviously, as much or as little of this as you enjoy. It's there if you want to see the whole thing. And then if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe, and hopefully you'll enjoy some of the future videos that I have coming out. If you do skip ahead to the end a little bit, I do pick up the pace and the corners get a little more intense, so you might, before you just exit, jump ahead and watch a few seconds here and there of towards the end of the video.